Hello, we have good news today. We have a Devar Torah from Rav Yaakov Kushalevsky, Vehigadita. This is from Ellul, and this is his collection of Divrei Torah from Ellul and Rosh HaShanah. This is Rav Yaakov Galinsky, Rav Yaakov Galinsky, Zecher Tzadik Levracha. He was a Magid Shir. He gave a shir at Chadera, the yeshiva of Chadera, in the 1970s, in the early 1970s. He gave a shir at the yeshiva of Chadera. So anyway, let's take at what he's got to say here. Achas sho'alti me'eis Hashem oso abakesh. It says in the Tehillim, one thing I ask of Hashem, that is what I ask of Him. Amru b'medrash Yalkut Shimoni Tehillim Chav Zayin. Amar lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem said to David, HaMelech, King David. Batchila ata omer achas sho'alti. In the very beginning, you ask in the Tehillim, you say, one thing I ask of you. V'achar kach ata shoel kamo she'elos hainu bakashos. And then afterwards you start asking many different questions, many different requests. So if you're saying one request, why are you saying many requests? Shenemar shivti bebeis Hashem kol yemei chayoy. To dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. That's one request. Lachazos benoam Hashem, to be looking at, to be engrossed in, to be watching, engrossed in the words of Hashem. Ulavaker behechalo, and to be visiting in His heichal, in His holy places, The Beis Medrash or the Beis Hamikdash. The Beis Medrash were Omar lo Ribono Shalom. So David HaMelech, King David, answered Hashem, Ribono Shalom, Master of the world, Master of the universe. Mimecha lamadati. I learnt this from you. Lo yehei ho'eved shavel rabo. Shouldn't the servant be similar to the same as the Rebbe, the same as the master? Betchila amarta. In the beginning you said, V'yato Yisrael mo Hashem Elokecha shoel me'imach ki im liyiro. In the beginning you say, what does Hashem want from you but to fear Him? So that's one request. V'yachar kach pitachto lohem mitzvos harbe. Then afterwards you start developing many different mitzvos. Shenamar, because it says, Laleches bechol derachov, to go in all of His ways. Uliyahavo oso, and to love Him. V'la'avod es Hashem Elokecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha, and to serve Hashem your God with all of your heart and with all of your soul, with all of your might, with all of your soul. Lishmor es mitzvos Hashem, to guard the mitzvos of Hashem. In other words, to make sure we don't do things that we shouldn't do. Lishmor, we have to guard the mitzvos, the commandments of Hashem, to guard, to make sure that we do things that we have to do. V'es chukosov, and all of the mitzvos that Hashem gave us that we don't understand. That's a chok. A chok is a mitzvah that we don't understand. Asher anochi mitzavecha hayom letov loch, that I command you this day to give to you. So at first you say, what does Hashem ask from you? Only but to fear Him. And then there are all of these different things. To go in all of His ways, and to love Him, and to serve Hashem, your God, with all your heart, with all your might, and lishmoras mitzvahs Hashem, to guard to do the mitzvahs of Hashem, and all of the mitzvahs that we don't understand, that Hashem commands us this day. Every day should be as if He commanded them to us. Devarim Yud Beis Yud Gimel. Heve dayo li eved sheyehei kirabo. So in other words, David HaMelech said to Hashem, so it's fitting that the servant should be like the master. Lo muvan anu kan al she'ela. We're answering on the question. So we're understanding here where b'she'ela Hakadosh Baruch Hu shoel es David HaMelech madua omer hu achas shoalti. In the question, Hashem, the Holy One, blessed be He, asked David, madua ata omer hu? Why is he saying achas shoalti? One thing I ask. V'shoel devarim rabim, and then he's asking many things. David HaMelech oneh she'af HaKadosh Baruch Hu noheg kain. And so David HaMelech said to him that Hashem, you did the same thing. That you said you start with one thing and then it develops into many different things. Omeh osa b'kach. And what did he do here? He sit es ha'she'ela k'lapei ha'borei yisbarach ach mo ha'teshuva. So in other words, he turned the question back to Hashem, that you also did the same thing. You said one thing he's asking, and what is the thing? And then it develops into many different things. What's the answer? V'yoter, and one more thing. Sha'amru b'barachos lamed gimel lamed aleph, sha'akol b'dei shamayim, chutz meyiras shamayim. Everything is in the hands of heaven. Everything is taken care of by Hashem, from Hashem. Chutz meyiras shamayim. So we have one thing that is not taken care of from heaven, which is the fear of heaven. That's the thing that is not foretold. That is the thing that we have free will in. Everything is in the hands of heaven, except for the fearing of heaven, that we're able to do mitzvos. We have the choice to do the mitzvos. Shana Amar, because it said, V'yato Yisrael mo Hashem Elokecha shoel mi'imoch. And now Yisrael, what does Hashem ask, your God, ask of you? Ki im liyira, what to fear Him. V'leha'amur ein zo ha'yira belvad. And we're saying it's understood, ein zo ha'yira belvad. This is not only the fearing of Hashem, elokol ma shemeforot bi'ikvoseha, but everything that is explained in its wake, on the heels of that. In other words, everything that from the fear that one should do all of these other things, to go in Hashem's ways, and to love Hashem also, and to serve Hashem. It's this whole sentence here. All of the things that are explained in its the wake of it. V'yateshuva, the answer is sho'achein mo Hashem Elokecha shoel me'imoch. What does Hashem, your God, ask from you? Ki im liyira'ah, except for the only thing is to fear Him. V'totzo'as ha'yirahi laleches b'chol derachav uliyahava oso uliyavdo. And the development of this fear is to go in Hashem's ways, and to fear and to love Hashem, uliyavdo, and to serve Him, to do the things that He has asked us to do. B'chol harishima, and that all of the different things, things that are signified by that. V'hu hadin b'vakoshas David HaMelech. And this is the same thing with the request of David HaMelech. Ochein, achas sho'alti me'eis Hashem, oso avakesh. Shivti bebeis Hashem, kol yemei chayoi. One thing I asked from Hashem, that is something that I will that I will please, that I will ask for, that I will ask with, that Hashem should help Shivti b'beis Hashem to be sitting, have a place in the house of Hashem. Kol yemei chayai, all the days of my life. V'sulo, and nothing else. Achatotzot, but the end result will be from this sitting in the house of Hashem all the days of one's life, going to shul, going to the yeshiva, or learning by yourself perhaps, or whatever, learning Hashem's Torah. So what will be the end result of this? Lachazos benoam Hashem, to be watching the words of Hashem, to be engrossed in it, ulavaker b'heichalo, and to be visiting in his house, in the place where he is, ulavaker b'heichalo, the Beis HaMikdash, or the Beis HaMedrash, that's the house of study, or the Beis HaKnesses, the congregation, the synagogue, the shul, the Chol HaRishima, everything that's signified by it. Ukemoshe perushu b'pasuk, like it says in the pasuk, Ashrei Yoshvei Beisecha. Happy are they that dwell, that sit in your house. Kodem kol tikveu moshavchem bebeis Hashem. Before everything, the first thing you should do is to set your sitting and your being in the house of Hashem. So this should be what the set thing that you should do. You should be sitting in the house of Hashem. Even if you aren't really drawn after learning so much, you're not 100% that into it. Even if it's sort of confusing and it's not 100% what we would want to do at first, but still, Ashrei Yoshvei Beisecha. Happy are they that stay in your house, the house of Hashem. Kodem kol, before everything, tikveu moshavchem bebeis Hashem. You should establish your sitting in the house of Hashem, even if it's not 100% what we would want to do. Umadua ki od yehalalucha sela, because the second part of the verse is od yehalalucha sela. That's basof tisronenu utehalalu liorech yomim. Forever they will praise you forevermore when they are sitting in the house of Hashem. Basof, in the end, tisronenu utehalalu liorech yomim. You will be enjoy and praising Hashem li'orech yamim, for all of the days. If you stay in the house of Hashem. So that's what it means. Achas sha'alti me'es Hashem oso avakesh. One thing I ask from Hashem, that is the thing that I ask and pray for. In other words, when we're sitting in the house of Hashem, so then we're learning more things. Other things are being opened up to us, and we're meeting other people, other students, and we're learning the Torah. Shivti b'beis Hashem kol yemei chayai. I'm sitting in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. Lachazos benoam Hashem, to be watching the words of Hashem, to be engrossed in the words of Hashem, and to be visiting in His house. So that's it. All of these other things are opened up when we are sitting in the house of Hashem, So we should be trying to learn and going to shul, and that's the thing. That is what is this Tehillim. That's what it's about. This is the Divrei Torah of Rav Yaakov Galinsky. Rabbi Yaakov Galinsky, zt'l. And this is it's called Vehigadita. Vehigadita. Ellul and Rosh HaShanah. This is about Ellul and Rosh HaShanah. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you so much. Seid gesund, kol tov, refuos and yeshuos.